You're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast, the #1 rated robot-related podcast in northeastern Ontario.
Welcome to episode 181 of the Rusted Robot Podcast with your hosts Sean, Josh, and Shane. Today is December 31st, 2017.
Welcome to the Rusted Robot Podcast.
Entering podcast mode. Computing.
Initiating record sequence. All systems go. Ready for launch. Rusted Robot.
How are you boys?
Good.
I'm good.
Excellent. End of the year.
End of the year.
And you know what that means?
I don't get to see you again until next year.
I won't see you till next year. But not only that, this is also the 4th year anniversary episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast, because it was first debuted to the world at the beginning of January 2014.
Well, there we go.
So,
4 years.
4 years. That's 2 years with you, 2 years with the previous host.
The Rusted Robot Podcast is committed to the highest standards of programming. We're committed to you, the listener, in our broadcast practices. If you have any questions or concerns about the programming standards of the Rusted Robot Podcast or this station, please write to the Canadian Standards Broadcast Council at 123 Fake Street, Ottawa, Ontario, LOLOLO, or visit them online at thiswebsitedoesn'texist.com.
A lot of changes in the podcast over the years, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. The echoiness has gone away from those early episodes.
Well, that was when we were first learning the craft and not really knowing what we were doing and that kind of thing.
Yeah. The segment system has changed quite a bit.
The overall topics have stayed the same.
Yeah.
The format has changed. The theme is the same. Different co-hosts. A lot different.
How different?
How different, you ask? Well, when I used to record it with the wife, after recording the podcast, we would make sweet, sweet love. I don't do that now with you guys.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm okay with that.
Me too.
Yeah, I thought you might be. I know Josh is disappointed, but hey.
No.
Oh, you're
No,
you're okay with that too?
That's completely fine.
All right. Okay. So congratulations to us. Let's lift some imaginary cake, and let's.
You toast cake?
No, this is our glass of tea that we're having. Let's smash glasses and drink. I'm not even going to edit that out because this is a celebration of life, love, the universe, and everything. Oh wait, no, that's the Soul Forge podcast. This is geek culture stuff.
Subtle.
Subtle plug. You like how I plug my other podcast?
Yep.
That's not bad, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Not bad. Almost as subtle as the segues we do for Jump City.
Oh yes, that Jump City place.
Yeah.
I brought you some mail for them today.
You did, because they're no longer at 229 Pine Street South, Timmins, Ontario.
What?
No, now they're at 38 Pine Street North, Timmins, Ontario, Canada. Unit 106 in the basement. Get off the glass elevator, turn left.
That's in the 101 Mall.
That's in the 101 Mall.
Huh. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. Did you know about that change?
I did. I'm excited.
You're excited that they've moved?
I am super excited.
I am less so excited because now I have to go into the parking lot and I can't just pull up to the side of the road after leaving work.
This is true.
It's less convenient for me.
No, you don't have to go in the parking lot. You can park on the Pine side.
Can I park on the Pine side?
You can park on the Pine side.
Oh.
There's street parking on the Pine side.
Oh,
There's not
wow.
as much as it.
Oh.
So you can just pull up on Pine and come into the building and go downstairs.
Okay. Well, I'll have to check that out. I haven't been there yet to the new place. They're open?
They will be open on the 2nd of January.
Ooh, that's coming up.
That's coming
this
up.
Tuesday.
It is.
Very exciting. So they're just setting up right now and getting everything in order, I guess.
Doing the final touches. Well, some of the final touches. They ran out of brick wallpaper.
They ran out of brick wallpaper.
Yeah. Not them. The store.
Because they bought so much that there was none left for
They
anybody
bought
else.
everything they had in the store, and they haven't replenished their supply yet.
Wow.
Pretty intense.
So what are they
That's
going to
a
do?
lot of brick wallpaper.
Yeah. Because this space is pretty big, isn't it?
It is technically smaller than the last place,
Okay.
but it has more usable space. So we don't have the heating closet anymore. We don't have the office closet. We don't have the stairs going down to the basement anymore. We don't have the bathroom taking up all that space as no longer store space. It's just
Right.
so this space is smaller,
But more useful.
but more of it can be used.
Yeah, well, that's what counts.
Yeah.
Very good.
Shelf space is what matters.
Yeah, you got to get that product in and out.
We have put up 4 additional slat walls. Could have put up another one, but I screwed up and miscounted.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it still angers me. I was off by 1.
You know what? When it comes to a store, though, size doesn't really matter. Because the second best comic book store I've ever been to, besides Jump City, was in Amsterdam. And it was maybe half the size, probably about the size of your kitchen. So it was very small.
Like 12 by 12.
Yeah. But it was floor to ceiling, all the walls, comic books. The middle of the room was just giant bins of comics. It was it.
No toys?
No toys. It was just a,
Straight up comic shop.
yeah, like it was very poorly lit, but it was just that, it had that ambiance to it.
It's all about the ambiance.
Exactly. And it wasn't a large store, but they had everything you could want.
From comics.
From comics, yes.
This is comics and collectibles.
Exactly.
Yes, because Jump City is not just a comic book shop.
No, it is not.
It also sells toys.
It does.
And what else does it sell?
Well, we were selling a R2 unit cooler, but that's going to be picked up by its owner.
Oh, that's a subtle hint at me that I have to get that because nobody bought it.
No,
Which
and
is-
same thing with the Balrog. The Balrog's got to be picked up.
I know the Balrog's been sitting there for 3 years and nobody's purchased it.
No.
It's very sad.
It's honestly just basically become a fixture of the store at this point.
It's like a mascot.
Yeah.
It was, but now we're in a new space, and
You need a new mascot. I have 40 totes of collectibles that I can bring over.
yeah, well, you got to cycle through what you got at the store.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of stuff just sitting there.
Well, maybe in the new location there'll be new clientele.
We've already had new people coming up and like, oh, when are you guys open? We didn't know you guys were opening up comic book stores. We're like, we've been here for 3 years. We've been open, but whatever.
Have you not been listening to the Rusted Robot podcast?
Apparently not.
What the heck?
I know.
What the heck? Hey, speaking of podcasts and the 4-year anniversary, yesterday I was on a phone call with my brother Robin, who does the Space Jam podcast.
Ah, yes.
You know the Space Jam podcast?
Of course.
Yes, they were recording episode 100, so I called in to be on the episode. And that should be out Sunday, the 31st. It's the same day as this one.
They release weekly, right?
They release weekly, and that's their big point of pride. Because they say, oh, it's the longest running Northern Ontario podcast. We've been out longer, like, by 2 years. Yeah, but you've missed some weeks, and we do it every week. I'm like, oh, I guess you guys win.
Yeah, except we also put in supplemental episodes.
We have.
And we have a full 81 episodes ahead of them, so...
Indeed, we do. And if we hadn't taken some time off, if I hadn't taken 4 months off between the end of the previous host and you joining, that would have been 4 months more of episodes, like 16 episodes more.
Yeah, we've been past 200.
We would have been past 200 by now.
Yeah.
Because there are weeks that we miss because life happens.
Yeah.
It does.
Relieves more symptoms than you can shake a spoon at. The Rusted Robot Podcast. It sounds awful, but it works.
It's true. And speaking of life, we live in Canada, do we not, boys?
We do.
Did you know that William Shatner, Jan Arden, the first Indigenous NHL player, are among 125 appointments to the Order of Canada?
Oh, sweet.
That's awesome.
Let's see what it says here. Canada's newly minted Governor General, Julie Payette, she was an astronaut, has announced 125 appointments to the Order of Canada in a list that includes famous faces such as William Shatner, Jan Arden, as well as 2 former Supreme Court justices and the Catholic priest Father John Walsh. Not the guy from
America's Most Wanted.
America's Most Wanted. It's another John Walsh. Since its inception in 1967, which is the 100th anniversary of Canada, almost 7,000 people from all walks of life have been invested into the Order of Canada. This year's nominees will be awarded their honors at ceremonies to take place later in the year. Dates have not been set. So that's very cool. Captain Kirk himself and Jan Arden of Insensitive fame, among 125 others.
So, if you're in the Order of Canada, do you add anything to your signature?
I don't think so, but you can put it on your business card or your resume.
Yeah, do you put like OC on there?
Maybe. Can't hurt.
Because I've always been interested in like...
Yeah, because I'm fairly sure it doesn't make you a sir. Or
No,
anything
because
like
you're
that.
you're not knighted by the Queen.
Yeah.
No.
You're just a member of the Order.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Because like I've always been interested in getting as many of those initialisms at the end of my thing as I can.
What do you got?
Currently, I don't got any.
Oh.
Because I've been interested, not practically.
Oh. It's just a cool idea that you have.
Yeah.
Okay, because, of course, I have a Bachelor of Arts honors degree in English literature, so I'm Sean van der Lubbe. Luba. Yes, I am. That's all I got, though. I don't have an Order of Canada.
No.
I don't have a knighthood.
Esquire.
I don't have an esquire. I'm not a junior or a third. I got nothing except for Ba.
That's cool.
It is cool. And these guys are cool. Order of Canada. I wonder if we could be on next year's list as the first podcasters inducted into the order.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we don't think we're famous enough?
I don't think so, because, like, it took Shatner a while to get on it.
That's true. He's like 85, 86, 87, something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who else is in their mid-80s? Did you know that on December 28th, Nichelle Nichols, Uhura herself, turned 85 years old?
Sweet.
Aging gracefully.
Right. 85 is a lot.
That is.
But you know who's older than that?
Stan Lee,
He turned
95.
on the same day.
Same day.
They share a birthday. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Two big pop culture icons.
95 is old.
95 is old.
Oh.
It depends on how you look at things.
I feel bad for the man.
Go
You
on.
spend your entire life making comics and everything like that. He can't read comics anymore. If he wants to read a comic, they have to put it up on a projector screen and make it huge so that he can slowly read through comics.
They would do that for
Because
him.
yeah, exactly.
Because it has Stan
Yeah.
Lee. So
Dude, his eyesight is so bad now that he can't just enjoy comics without a tremendous amount
Yes,
of
but
work.
he's rich enough to pay a man to do that.
Yes,
he could have somebody read it to him if they wanted.
that's true.
But no, you can't
Yeah,
read
he can't-
somebody a comic.
You could.
He can't appreciate the subtleties and stuff like that in the artwork.
He's 95. I don't think he even cares.
Yeah.
He definitely does.
Think he does?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, if anyone cares, it's Stan Lee.
Let's get him on the phone. Let's ask him.
I will cry like a small child if you can get Stan Lee on the phone.
I think we can Google his phone number.
I doubt it.
Try it right now. Stan Lee. Siri, what is Stan Lee's phone number? Hey Siri,
You gotta be plugged in.
what is Stan Lee's phone number?
The phone number for Stanley Marketplace is +17209-906743. Would you like to call it?
No, thank you.
No, perhaps not.
That was funny. I don't know what Stan Lee's marketplace is, but it's not who we're looking for. I hope the microphone picked that up because that was funny.
Found an NPR phone number.
Oh yeah,
I'm guessing they were doing
an interview.
an interview, yeah.
All right, so we will not have Stan Lee on the podcast, unfortunately, to ask him his opinion of these matters. But that's okay. We probably won't have Nichelle Nichols either.
It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Anyways,
Have you seen any cool TV this week? Not really, right? Because it's been the Christmas week and nothing's new.
it's been the Christmas week, and I have been very busy at the store.
I bet you've been very busy at the store. Have you been...
I have seen Jack and the Curse Word.
Oh, Jack and a Curse Word.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Jack and a Curse Word.
Yeah. So I've seen nothing.
No.
I don't think my TV's been on for more than 20 minutes all week.
Oh. All right, then yeah, you wouldn't have time to watch anything. Did you know that this Christmas week has been very busy? Cheryl has taken me around to her family, and I've met most of her family now.
Okay.
Her brother, Matthew, shout out to Matthew, actually listens to the podcast.
Hey, cool.
And
Hey, Matt.
keep up the good work spreading the word around.
Matthew, or did you prefer Matt?
I think it's Matthew.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Matthew. Matthew, why don't you write into us? Let us know what you prefer to be called, Matt or Matthew or Matty. You can write us therustedrobot@gmail.com.
Or the Dark Lord Stormkiller. Take your pick.
Yeah, that too.
I'll go with that one.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, but he's been spreading the word of the podcast to his buddies down in the Ottawa area where he's going to school. And his girlfriend has not listened to the podcast, but she's super huge into anime and appreciates that you guys are as well.
Well, that's cool.
The anime is pretty great.
That's right.
There's a lot of good stuff out there. I've been really into the Isekai genre lately.
Explain what that means, because I know nothing about anime.
Okay, so Isekai is Elseworld. Most of them are person gets transported from our world to another world somehow. And their adventures in the other world, usually a fantasy setting, breaks down into three basic types. You have the trapped in a video game,
That sounds exciting.
a la
Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online, and there's a few other .hack and a few other
Yeah.
ones like that. And then there's you've been transported, the hero. He tends to be super powered, and it's like power fantasy. You have things like robots and magic, in another world with my smartphone, a couple others. That's the they've died and gone over, resurrected in the new world.
Okay.
Then you have the reverse, where things come to our world. So you have the Devil's a Part-Timer is a really good example of that.
The devil is a part-timer?
So it's a fantasy world. The devil has been beaten by the human army. He flees through this magic portal and he comes to Earth, but he loses his demonic form when he comes to Earth, so he takes on a human persona while he slowly rebuilds his power to find a way back to conquer the world he came from.
Oh.
And to do this, he follows the rules and he gets a part-time job at McRonald's. And it's all about him and his rise. And
I've heard really good things about
it is
Devil's Part-Timer.
fantastic. People have been clamoring for a season 2 for a long time, and every other month or so, rumors rise of a season 2.
Yeah.
And I really want a season 2 because some of the lore surrounding it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Last time I rewatched it, I hadn't, like, their landlord, Mikitty, really creepy large lady. I forgot about something that she said at one point. I'm like, wait, no. She just mentioned stuff that's like magic stuff happening in the other world that she shouldn't know about at all. I'm like, what? So I looked into it, and she's actually a really powerful character that you don't learn about the first season, and I want a second season so bad. So
You know what? You know what got a second season as of yesterday?
what's that?
Bill Nye Saves the World on Netflix.
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet, but apparently season 2 came out Friday.
Did you guys enjoy the first season?
I liked it.
It was all right. It wasn't too bad.
It had its high points. It had its low points.
Yeah, it was.
It was a little bit shallower than I expected.
It for mass audience though.
Yeah, but I liked it. It's nice to have Bill Nye back doing
Bill Nye
what
things.
he's good at. Yeah.
Yeah. And also on Netflix this week, I watched 4 episodes of the, apparently it's going to be an 8-episode series, The Toys That Made Us. Have you seen that?
It's an 8-part documentary series about the toys that we all know. Plastic creations that last for generations and we still cannot let go.
Yes,
I've heard of it. I haven't
me
seen
and
it
Kitty
yet.
have actually watched that.
Yes, they had the Star Wars toys, the Barbie, the He-Man, and the G.I. Joe so far.
Yeah, we watched everything but the Barbie.
I watched the Barbie too.
Skip the Barbie.
I was going to skip it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn some stuff.
Nah, skip the Barbie. I had no interest in learning the history of Barbie.
Oh, it's pretty fascinating.
I'm fairly sure one of the, like, when they make more episodes, they're supposed to make a Ninja Turtles episode.
I would hope so.
Kind of interested in that.
Because they have to do a Transformers episode, probably a Ninja Turtles episode,
Yeah.
and then 2 more things. I don't know what, but
Yeah.
because doesn't the jingle at the beginning say it's an 8-part series?
Yes.
Right, but it's only 4 episodes so far.
Yes.
So maybe season 2 has.
I think they have all 8.
Yeah.
And I think they released it as 4, and then they're going to release the other 4 later.
Ah, that makes sense.
Did you guys hear they're making an animated Micronauts movie, G.I. Joe, and they're making a new Dungeons and Dragons movie?
I did hear about the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah.
And speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, this coming week I'm starting in a new game of Dungeons and Dragons with my buddy Renee, and the dungeon master is a guy named Mark, who is Cheryl's cousin's husband and just lives 3 doors down from us.
Okay.
So
Which edition?
the 5th edition. Do you have any player's handbooks I can borrow?
For 5th?
Yeah,
No.
I didn't think so.
I play AD&D 2nd edition like a civilized man.
That's what I told them, but they want to do episode whatever 5, series 5, edition 5.
Edition 5.
Yeah, and my character, we built it on the weekend, or this week, sometime, I don't even know what the date is anymore. Dragonborn, folk hero.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I am also currently in the midst of planning a 5th edition. We're doing it Castlevania style,
Oh.
and I am I can't remember the name of the class, but it's basically a construct, almost like a magical robot type thing. But I am a magical robot samurai.
You are a magical robot, Shane.
Thank you.
Because, Josh, you introduced me
I did.
to the world of Dungeons & Dragons in 2015, and then for some reason, we just stopped playing. I don't know why.
Because people stopped coming on Saturdays.
And that was a very sad turn of events, and I've been Dungeons & Dragon-less for about a year and a half. So,
Oof, I am sorry.
but that's okay.
I'm in 3 games currently.
Right, yes, you're a
I
busy
have
man.
my Wednesday's children's game.
Okay, how's that going?
Pretty good.
Good.
They're currently on a quest on the open waters. Shane has been transformed from one type of creature to another again.
Again.
Then I have my Sunday night game,
Yeah.
which is a space-based game, and
Right.
then I also have a D&D/space game that is taking place at an intermittent period.
And I have been invited to none of these. I'm very sad.
I did not run the game,
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
so the Sunday game you have to be voted in.
And I was not voted in? Is that
You
what
did
happened?
not make a request to be voted in.
I thought I did. Remember you were going to bring that up to them? And then I never heard anything more about it?
He's trying to let you down easy.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
And then the
Okay.
Wednesday game is for the children,
Yeah.
so it's,
No, yeah.
other people just kind of fell into it somehow.
Okay.
Like a rabbit hole.
Well, you live, like, in the backyard, so that makes sense.
That
So-
night, I babysit his children sometimes and stuff, so
Ah, right.
I got an in.
So, yeah. And then the other one, it's not my game, so I can't tell
Well,
you.
that's understandable. I get that. That's okay. And I'm busy anyway. I'm doing podcasts, and I don't know what else I do. I do other things, I'm sure.
I do stuff.
I do stuff. It's true, I do. Yeah. What else we want to talk about? There's no trailers this week.
Well, there's trailers,
Well,
just not for anything we want to talk
Yeah.
about.
Oh, well, we do want to talk about the trailer for All the Money in the World.
Yes.
Well, not the trailer itself. We're not going to play it. We're going to talk about it because it's a big deal. It's groundbreaking. It was directed by Ridley Scott.
Amazing director.
Sometimes.
I like Ridley Scott.
Okay. But the thing is, All the Money in the World was shot and filmed and edited and all put together. The main star was Kevin Spacey, and then he turned out to be a diddler. So what happened was Ridley Scott says, I'm not going to release the film with Kevin Spacey in it. So he called up Christopher Plummer, who played General Chang in Star Trek VI, among other things. He's pretty famous. He was in the original Sound of Music back in the 60s. He's a Canadian. He's awesome. So anyway, they booked all the actors again, shot the film all over again with all the Kevin Spacey scenes in 10 days, and he still edited it, produced it, and it's still going to be out. Or no, it came out on the 22nd of December. So he still got it out in time.
So, it's not as hard as you'd think, because literally you're not...
But luckily, all the actors were still available to
Yeah.
reshoot, because they could have been on other projects.
More impressive is locations.
Yeah, that too.
Getting any locations that you used before, like I'm assuming they replaced some locations completely,
Not a clue.
but other ones they're like, well, we had no choice. We set up this shot. We got to use this shot.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you they cut it down to the absolute minimum.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're not. Oh, let's play with the angles. No. We're setting up the angle, the exact same camera here. Just
And when-
shoot. Say your lines. Moving on.
Yeah, when you have an actor of Christopher Plummer's caliber, that's not as big a deal because you know he's going to come in, be a consummate professional about it, get it done well,
Yes.
Yeah.
and move on. Like, the trailer looks amazing.
Yeah.
As an actor, I know it's kind of weird to say
You're
now.
an actor?
No, I'm not an actor, no. Anyway, I like Kevin Spacey's work as an actor.
Yes.
That's a scary thing to say now
'Cause
because
you
people
can-
jump all over that.
You
but-
can separate the actor from the man.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's playing a role.
Like-
You enjoy the way he plays a role.
As an actor, he is a very high caliber actor. To replace that is a little bit difficult, but when you have someone like Christopher Plummer doing it, it's going to be good.
It's like Braveheart, one of my all-time favorite epic films. Mel Gibson is a raving lunatic anti-Semite.
Yeah.
The movie's still freaking good.
Yeah. Like Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon's a great series.
There's a scale of people, though. General dickishness. Everybody's like, well, he's a dick, but he's a good actor, right? As you move up the scale, you got people who are mildly racist and mildly sexist and that stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, but he's really good at what he does. But then you start getting up there, and then you're like, well, he's a raving anti-Semite. Some people are like, well, I can't watch Mel Gibson anymore.
Right.
Other people are like, wow, yeah, true, but...
Well, that's what happened with
Movie.
With Daddy's Home 2. That just came out a little while ago.
Who's in that?
Mel Gibson.
Oh, is he?
Oh,
He's the dad, right?
yeah.
One of the
He
dads.
plays Will Ferrell's dad, I think.
Ah, okay.
But, no. Sorry.
Mark
he's-
Wahlberg?
He's Mark Wahlberg's dad. And a lot of people just didn't go because of the inclusion of Mel Gibson. And it actually ended up really negatively affecting the movie.
Yeah. So as you go up this scale, it comes to a certain point where it's like, well, we can't.
Yeah.
We simply can't. And I think Kevin Spacey has passed that line. But there's also the effect of time. As time passes, that line slowly goes back down.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? The child rapist director?
Oh, Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
And Woody Allen.
Well,
He was being with his stepdaughter. Come on, that's perverted.
That's kind of messed up.
okay, so that's messed up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a stepdaughter he raised from small child. It's a stepdaughter he'd met as a teenager, and they didn't start doing anything until they were in the thing. It's creepy.
The 50-year age difference doesn't matter.
Well, no, I didn't say it wasn't creepy. I said it was creepy. You all heard that.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Creepier is like, okay, all right, that's kind of gray, fuzzy. We're not too sure what happened. Polanski, we knew.
Yeah.
We knew he was a monster who should have been castrated and thrown into the sea.
Yes.
At the same time, though, you have things that are taken way out of context and blown up a lot. I don't know if you guys heard of the Matt Damon thing going on right now.
I know he was taken out of Ocean's 8.
Has he been actually taken
Or out of the trailer, at least. What did he do? I don't even know.
Okay, this is what happened.
He talked about how there's a gradient to the scale. Pretty much what I'm saying now.
Okay.
Like, a guy who slaps a girl on the ass, bad person.
Right.
Not a monster.
Right, just poor impulse control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy who invites a girl up inappropriately to his room, like, come on, come up to my room, let's do a little inappropriate.
Watch me play
Not
with
a
myself like Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. is push things, he's the next step up.
Oh, he's the next, okay.
Yeah.
Where he invites them up to the room, there is, like, you've gone up to his hotel room.
Yeah.
Things are going to get a little weird. But yeah, still inappropriate.
Is top of the line Bill Cosby, where he drugged and raped everybody? Or got them drunk and raped them, or whatever he did?
He's up there. He's way up there. He's well up there.
Yeah,
There's no coming back for Bill Cosby.
He's a horrible monster.
Yes.
I'm not denying that.
Right.
But even his, like, we're in the monster category. But there are still gradients of monster. There's the monster who drugs them and you don't know what happened to you and you horribly violated and it's terrible.
Yeah.
And then there's the monster who holds you down and violates you while you're fully aware.
Yeah, that's worse.
That's Kevin Spacey. So there's that whole gradient, and that's what he was talking about. He's like, we got to talk about this like it is.
Like
there's severity scale.
Because people are being, like, hunted down and thrown out of Hollywood and thrown out of their jobs and stuff like that
even
for
if
doing
it's...
things that weren't really that deserving of that type of a reaction.
Also context of time scale.
Yeah. And that's all he did. He brought that up.
He said, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now people are like, well, clearly he doesn't care and he's siding with these people, so he shouldn't be any part of the all-female Oceans movie.
Okay.
All this kind of stuff. I don't think he'll be taken out of it, especially given George Clooney's the one directing it. But if they're really that worried about how it might affect the movie, they might do it.
Because Matt Damon's not a diddler or anything. He didn't do anything
No,
bad.
he didn't do anything.
There's no current accusations against him.
Right.
No, he just came out and said, listen, we should look at this objectively.
And that there's a gradients to this.
Yeah.
And clearly in his interview he said, and this is bad and it has to be dealt with.
Okay.
But there's a scale to it, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like, let's not pretend that...
Everything's exactly equal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be like going to a corner store and stealing a chocolate bar. It's bad. It's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same as walking into, like, the Federal Mint and stealing the plates and stuff and being like, I'm going to print my own money now.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
Or giving yourself a $3 trillion tax cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. There are levels. And
There are gradients.
gradients. Yeah, there are. And that's all he said.
That's what he was talking about
And-
in the interview. And everybody took him out of context. Like, oh, well, he's saying it's not that bad, and da-da-da. And, oh, what was the one? There's also the idea, like, oh, well, shouldn't we be applauding guys who are good? I'm like, he didn't say anything of that sort.
No.
Why are they saying he did?
That's like saying, thank you, Josh, for not murdering anyone this year. You're the best.
Why are you thanking me?
I don't know. In hindsight, this was a mistake.
You weren't with him 365, 24/7, were you? You don't know what he
No,
did.
I wasn't. And I'm fairly sure I heard some weird things coming from the backyard the other day.
Anyway, so
So I have a house for rent in the back. If anybody wants to rent it.
And this was the last I was ever heard of.
Shane who?
What? Okay.
Yeah. So, that was an interesting conversation. I don't know where to go from here.
I don't know, I'm fearing for my life.
If you are loving this podcast, you should tell a friend about it.
Spread the word about podcasts you think they would enjoy. There's something for everyone, from entertainment and lifestyle
To news and politics,
and more. Share it on social media.
Believe it or not, some people don't know how great podcasts are.
or even how to find and listen to them.
You can help change that with a click. Tell your friends about your favorite podcast.
Thanks for spreading the word.
We were going to do the rundown of movies that are coming up.
Yes, actually, we are going to do the rundown of the upcoming movies. I do have a list. I've been reading my Entertainment Weekly, and I've got a list of the geek-centric films that we might be interested in somewhat of a semblance of an order.
Well, that's what we want to hear.
All right.
Now, what is this order? Date?
Date, yes.
Okay.
Although there's a few mixed up here.
It's not
But
alphabetical?
It's not alphabetical.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not order of most likely we're going to watch it?
I did it by the age of the director.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that's
yes,
good.
yes. Because I looked all that up on the IMDb, and I figured you guys want to know who directed what.
Definitely.
Yes. So, on February 16th, we have the Black Panther film.
Yes.
Okay, that's looking fantastic so far.
So, we're going to go see that in the theater, all three of us.
Definitely.
We're excited.
It's going to set up Infinity War. I'm excited.
Okay, very good. February 23rd, a week later, we have Annihilation.
That looks good.
That's the Natalie Portman one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the all-female Into the Forest creepy time show.
Yeah, the one that took me through watching this in the trailer to go, wait, is it not an all-female cast?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Is that theater worthy?
You know what, to be honest-
I think so.
You think it'll come here?
I don't know if it'll come here, but if it does, I'm going.
Okay.
Because like that interested me. I'll give that a good shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't have a date for this specifically because they don't know, and it's kind of an untitled film. It's the Cloverfield 3 sequel. They were calling it God Particle, and it was supposed to come out last October, and now apparently it's coming out sometime in February, and they don't have a name for it anymore.
Well, didn't the second one only come out like a year or two ago?
No, it's been a while.
It was last year, or maybe 2016.
Yeah.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, I was going to say that that would be really soon for another one to come out.
And also, God Particle doesn't fit in with the theme.
No.
Like you have Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
You got to work in Cloverfield somewhere into the title, so we know it's a part of the Cloverfield universe.
Exactly. So it's supposed to be a horror film and
Yeah.
taking place on a space station of some kind.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Other than that, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I've been waiting for it for like a year because I love the Cloverfield universe.
It is really good.
But sometime in February, apparently. Then in March 23rd, we have Pacific Rim Uprising.
I am so excited for that movie. Giant robots fighting giant monsters.
What's not to love?
Exactly. Plus John Boyega.
Right, Finn?
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched the original one.
Yeah.
And it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't. It was a good action piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was nothing to that story.
They were canceling the apocalypse.
Yeah, come on.
There was nothing to that story. That story had so little meat on its bones.
I don't care.
It was giant fighting robots.
Exactly. It doesn't need meat.
It needed some meat on the bone.
There was a tiny bit.
Because
there were scrapings. There were leavings. There was a bit.
They had a second-hand Independence Day speech. That's all I needed. That and robots fighting monsters is really all I care about.
At the Rusted Robot Podcast, we are focused on making robot history. We have the largest robo-research program in the nation, and many of today's most innovative ideas, now considered the standard worldwide, originated at the Rusted Robot. It's why we rank first in northeastern Ontario. To learn more about the breakthroughs we're making every day, visit therustedrobot.podbean.com.
Yeah, well...
Did you see it in theaters?
I did.
I didn't.
I was actually working at the theater at the time.
Oh, nice.
And we had a giant poster for the wall that must have been 20 feet across. Ooh. And like 4 feet tall. And when the movie finished and they were getting rid of the poster, I took it home.
Where is it?
I don't know if I still have it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my buddy Renee would probably kill for that.
I do still have it.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay, I want it. If you're not going to keep it. Because my buddy
Actually, I'm
Renee...
gonna put it in my basement now.
Renee is the big Godzilla guy, but he also loves Pacific Rim. He's bought all the figures. Yeah. He's already pre-ordered the figures for this film coming up. He's super excited. So if I could get that poster for you and give it to him for his birthday, which is in April sometime, that would be awesome.
If it fits in my basement,
yeah,
it'll be going in the basement.
Understandable.
The only reason I haven't put it up is because I physically have not had a wall
20 feet
that
long.
It would fit.
I hear you. I understand.
So if it doesn't fit, you can have it.
Okay. Are we going to go see Pacific Rim Uprising in the theater, boys?
Yes.
No.
All right. Shane and I?
We'll go.
We'll go. Okay. March 30th, we have Ready Player One, which we've talked about.
Yeah, it looks good so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Steven Spielberg extravaganza.
Sarah just finished the book, which I will have to read now.
Ooh, I'll have to borrow it from you.
Yeah, apparently she really liked it.
Theater?
I am debating on whether or not I should read the book before seeing the movie. Because there is the book was better phenomenon.
It's true. I am a big advocate of the book should be read first.
Mm-hmm.
It could go either way. I understand the wanting to get the better experience afterwards, but...
Well, I've got a story about that. When Star Trek Generations came out, I did not like it. It was not a very good film. But then I read the book, the novelization of the film, and it filled in some more, and I liked it a little bit better.
See, that's the other way around, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm also hearing that same thing for The Last Jedi. Apparently the novelization for it
fixes a lot of the giant gaping errors.
I don't know if it fixes them, but apparently it's better than the movie.
Okay, because there are some plot errors in that movie and, like, wasted scenes.
Oh, I have spent nights, like the entire week after we watched the movie, lying in bed at night, just going over plot holes.
What are we talking about?
Star Wars.
The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay. Somehow I missed you guys talking about that. There's a theory that came out this week that Snoke is not dead. He was a Force projection.
I've heard this as well. I think they're just going with that because of Luke. There was too much tangibility to him after.
And
so
after he died,
he didn't disappear.
No, and like his body moves and has weight, and like if they go with the whole clones and stuff like that from the extended universe that doesn't exist anymore, okay, maybe, but I doubt it. I think he's gone.
Okay. April 13th, we have The New Mutants, the horror film from the X-Men universe.
I am watching that.
Looks interesting. I don't know if I'll go to theaters for that.
I will go to the theaters.
I think I'll go to the theater for that too. Let's see, then we have Rampage on April 20th.
Definitely theater worthy for that one.
No.
I know you're
just to
upset.
watch the destruction and stuff like that on a big screen.
It's got The Rock in it. Everybody loves The Rock. We talked about this before recording.
Yeah, literally everyone loves The Rock, and he has the numbers to prove it.
Yes, which we'll get to in moments.
Yeah.
It is suffering from the same thing many other movies have. Don't call it Rampage. Call it something else. Be a great movie.
Go on a taste vacation. The Rusted Robot sends your taste buds packing for a tropical flavor getaway. Plus, it's 50 calories per serving. Also, try an original flavor.
I agree. They kind of took the anthropomorphization out of the animals, and they're a lot more animalistic. It's more of a disaster
animals.
film. Yeah.
They're giant animals that fight.
It still looks awesome, though.
I'm not saying it wouldn't have been a great movie. It looks like a fun, silly monster movie.
It's not like the game really had a storyline to it.
You obviously didn't play the game then.
Holy rusted metal, Batman!
Each of the characters had their own filled-in backstory. You get to read it between different points in the levels.
But that's blurbs.
They have a story. Each have their own personality and dreams, and you've taken that from them.
On May the 4th be with you, we have Avengers Infinity War.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we'll go to the theater to see that, won't we, boys?
Oh, we might.
We might, maybe.
Just to check it out, you know.
I think I'm gonna have that day off.
Yeah.
It's a small film. It might come to Timmins. We don't know.
If work expects me to be there that day, I'm not gonna be there.
Oh, and speaking of May the 4th, on May 25th we have Solo, a Star Wars story.
See,
I am
they screwed up.
cautiously optimistic about
They should have switched those dates.
Yeah, but May 4th is a huge weekend for movies, and Marvel always kicks off the summer season in the first weekend of May.
Yeah, but Disney's part of Marvel. It's part.
I know.
Star Wars is part of Disney, which controls Marvel. They could have switched the days.
I'm aware.
And put May the 4th. Put a Star Wars movie on it, like there should be.
They dropped the ball. I know. I don't make these decisions. Oh, June 1st we have Deadpool 2.
This is your world. You get to make and break the rules here.
Sweet.
That is gonna be awesome. Day before my birthday.
There you go.
There you go. July 6th we have Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I like the last Ant-Man, and so far, no major problems with the Disney movies.
So
I think as far as Marvel goes, I think Ant-Man's a little bit underrated.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, everybody loved Ant-Man.
It doesn't get the same
love,
attention and love as the other movies do, though, I find.
Well, it's the first in its go.
Yeah.
So, Iron Man 3, Thor 3, like, they got enough screen time. Like, people are like, oh yeah, it was so much better than the second one. We've got one.
But compare, like, the first outing of Ant-Man to, like, the first outing of Thor. There's no comparison. Ant-Man is a much better movie.
Sure.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm saying because they have multiple movies, there's more love for them because you can go, oh, look how the story progressed and changed, and this is better, and this is better. So we only have the one.
Yeah.
But look at them compared to the hype other individual movies got. First few, they got some hype, but they weren't as talked about as Ant-Man was. Ant-Man was talked about it for a long time. The only one that's getting more hype as this individual first run is Black Panther.
That's true.
Because it has a cultural impact to it.
Spider-Man had a really large thing coming up to his opening.
Which opening? Which Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Both.
There's three.
Oh, the current Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got the current Spider-Man. He got a giant opening, but that's because culturally it's, he's back to Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel has the favorite son has come home.
Exactly.
But look at the other ones. Like, the first Spider-Man, big, but didn't have the talked about. And the Amazing Spider-Man, same thing. It wasn't as giant of a thing. Because people were tired of the reboots already.
Exactly.
And it was only the first reboot.
Yeah.
People were like,
We didn't need the origin again. Everyone knows Spider-Man. Everyone knows Spider-Man's origin.
Yes.
Marvel
Uncle
did it
Ben,
right.
the bite by the spite.
Like,
bit by-
they've done it right so far, as in, they just picked it up, he is who he is, they're moving forward with it. I would really like a callback to Uncle Ben. They still haven't said with great power comes great responsibility. I need that to be a thing.
You can do that with a crossover with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You can actually get Uncle Ben to say it as a ghost of Uncle Ben or spirit or...
Uncle Ben can be a Force ghost.
That would be cool.
Well, if you're going to do that next Avengers movie, just have Darth Vader come in and kill everybody.
There you go, why not? And then I need to see...
Then we get all new actors for different movies.
And then I need to see the pearls fall when Batman's parents get shot. Because you can't see that enough.
Yeah.
You can never get enough of the falling pearls. On July 20th, we have Alita, Battle Angel. The girl with the big eyes that you can't stand.
I don't know if I'll go to theaters for that, but I'll watch it.
No, you can come over to my place. I'll find a copy of the anime and we can watch that instead.
That works.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I missed June. June 22nd, we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Yes, theater, 100%, all the way.
I haven't seen Jurassic World yet.
Jurassic World is good. Jurassic World is really good.
This one will have Jeff Goldblum's character back.
Exactly. For that alone, I will go to the theaters.
I'm not going to go to the theater. I don't care.
I love Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Jurassic Park.
I'm one of the few people I know that likes Jurassic Park 2. I like The Lost World.
It was okay. Giant plot holes.
It does. It's way too long, and it turns into King Kong, but I like it.
How did the T-Rex bite the arms off of the guy inside the cab, but didn't do anything, and then got back into the thing? And
Oh, I'm not denying that it has
giant
its
plot
problems.
holes.
It amped up the Jeff Goldblum factor by making him the main character. We got Vince Vaughn in a weirdly horrible, cringy role.
Vince Vaughn is not a good actor. I have no use for that guy
I just said
whatsoever.
horribly cringy. I'm not saying he's a good actor.
Oh, I know you're not. I'm just saying my opinion on Vince Vaughn.
What's our backup plan? Me. And then he runs off. It's just bad. But I liked it. Anything that gives me more dinosaurs and more Jeff Goldblum, I'm on board.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost interest with the third one.
The third one wasn't great.
And I've never gone back to them.
Okay. Then I don't have anything for August and September. Not that there isn't anything, but usually...
There's nothing big that has been announced yet.
October 5th, though, we do have Venom.
I am so excited for that.
I doubt it will be made.
What?
Moving on.
No, they've put too much work into it already.
Yeah, it's Sony.
I don't care. They've put too much work into it already.
Do you remember how much pre-work they did on Sinister 6?
Not to this level.
Remember how much pre-work they put into Sinister 6? They put a date out.
They put a date, but they didn't have filming done. They didn't have all of their characters cast. They're actually in production for Venom right now.
Fox made an entire Fantastic Four movie and didn't release it.
That was just to keep the rights, though.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
Okay. On November 2nd, we have X-Men Dark Phoenix.
I will be watching that. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about them even doing anything at this point.
Yeah, it takes place in 1992. It's got Jennifer Lawrence again.
Yes, but they've changed how she looks.
Yeah.
They changed... I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the new one. But just with them continuing their story...
Have they started shooting it yet?
Well,
they have.
Probably.
They have.
How far are they into production?
A decent amount.
Will they be finished before Disney makes the official takeover?
Exactly, that's my problem. What's the point if everything's going to be rolled into the MCU anyway?
I don't think they are going to roll the mutants into the
They've
MCU.
said that they are.
How? How?
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's probably going to wait until till the next stage starts, and they'll work them in somehow. Like even with Scarlet Witch, have some kind of weird thing happen with like the Infinity Gauntlet and Scarlet Witch, alter things a little bit, and that would be a fairly easy way to enter in the X-Men.
There could be a split in the universe and the two
What
worlds
are
combined.
they going to do with the Quicksilver?
How are they going to explain that Magneto is their parents? I don't know. But I trust Kevin Feige and the writers to figure out a way to do it. I would really like to see some of the crossover potential that's there.
And where were all the mutants in New York?
Oh, I'm not saying it's going to be flawless.
Maybe
Without having... They've
They're
already
lives out of
established...
maybe it's an Earth 1, Earth 2 kind of thing.
Exactly.
And with something that happens in some upcoming film, the worlds get combined. And
Because with the X-Men movies, we've already established that time travel and stuff like that is a thing that they can do. With Doctor Strange, we have universe hopping and stuff like that. It's not completely
Dimension
out of the realms
hopping,
of
not
possibilities.
universe hopping. Those are two separate things. Because there is another dimension, I forget what it's called. The null dimension?
well, they'll figure it out whatever they do.
Where Dormammu lives.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank. I know what you're talking about, though.
Okay, so that world also exists in the alternate universes, and they have their own Dormammu.
Yes. However, Doctor Strange does have the ability to travel between universes. They haven't given him that, but it's a thing that he can do.
So, yeah, but dimensions and universes are two separate things in the Marvel existence.
Yes.
Because every universe has their own dimensions.
You're correct.
And December 14th, we have Mortal Engines, which we talked about last week.
I am excited for that movie. They haven't released too much information on it yet.
No.
But just the teaser trailer that they put out does look really good. And I really like Peter Jackson. So.
I didn't feel it.
No. I like the idea. The idea is kind of cool.
It reminds me of Monty Python, The Meaning of Life.
No.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, the building at the beginning?
Buildings chasing buildings? Yeah.
The accounting firm?
Mm-hmm.
Don't say that. Now I'm gonna, every time I look at it, I'm just gonna imagine John Cleese poking his head out and just, no.
So, you know what all these films that we're looking forward to have in common?
They're in the geek sphere.
They are.
Because that's what the podcast is about.
That is true. But they also have actors who have various pay scales. And I believe Shane has a list of the highest paid actors from the past little while.
I do. And that was a great segue.
Thank you.
Okay, so we want to start at number 1?
Yeah.
Or do we want to start
We'll
at...
work our way up.
Countdown. Yeah.
Okay. So we will start at 10 then.
Yes, let's do
Sorry,
10.
this list starts at 8.
All right.
Number 8 highest paid actor is...
Leslie Nielsen?
No, Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay.
At 38 million. Americans may not know him by his name, but Shah Rukh Khan is a Bollywood superstar. Number 7 is Tom Cruise at 43 million.
Is this for 2017?
This is for 2017.
Okay.
The Mummy, Mission Impossible 6. Number 6, Robert Downey Jr. at 48 million. I think we all know who Robert Downey Jr. is.
That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far.
It's Iron Man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He's the guy that did that thing that time.
Yeah.
He did really good at that.
Yeah.
Number 5, Jackie Chan. 49 million.
What do you make this year?
There was, it came out a little while ago. It was kind of like Taken.
Oh, yeah, not kidnapped. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name.
Apparently it was really good.
Never saw it.
Yeah, I didn't even know he made anything this year.
Yeah. Number 4, Adam Sandler.
Seriously?
Really?
I hate that guy.
He made a really, really big deal with Netflix this year.
For The Ranch or whatever it was?
Or
no, that's the other guy I can't stand. Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher, yeah.
Right.
Because he has like a 4 or 5 movie deal with Netflix right now. And he owns his own production company.
Right, of course.
So even if he's not in movies, he's making money.
Right.
Okay, so number 3, Vin Diesel.
Okay.
At 54.
He's
and
Groot.
Guardians of the Galaxy, there was the new XXX movie.
Yeah.
Wasn't that good.
Haven't seen it yet.
You're not missing much. Number 2, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Baywatch, Jumanji, Fast and Furious.
Of course, I smell what he's cooking.
Yep.
At
65 million. And the number 1 highest paid actor in Hollywood, Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yep. At 68 million.
No kidding.
Yeah, Transformers, Daddy's Home 2. He also has an endorsement with AT&T, apparently.
Oh, yes, I think I saw him on the commercial.
Yeah.
Well, then.
However, if we go with the actor who has been in the highest grossing movies this year, it is Stan Lee.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I see what you were leading at. You are clever in the way you get around.
Of course.
Because he's been in every Marvel release.
Every Marvel release.
So, and those are near $1 billion each.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's been in movies that have made several $billion this year.
Actually, the Marvel franchise this year passed the mark to be the only franchise in history to make over $5 billion.
Nice.
That is crazy.
Good for them.
Yeah.
A lot of action A lot of fight scenes, not too much dialogue.
And I enjoy
5 billion this year.
No.
Altogether.
No, altogether.
Altogether? Really?
Altogether 5 billion, yeah.
Because, like...
They were only bought for 4.
I thought it would be higher, though.
I mean, the number is steadily climbing every day, but...
I think that's domestic, not
not
worldwide.
world?
Did you guys hear about the money record that Star Wars set?
Tell me.
It had the largest ever drop from their first weekend to their second weekend in sales of any movie ever.
Really?
Yep. It dropped by almost like $100 million or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah. It still won the second weekend, but it dropped like $100 million in 1 week.
Well, so you had the everybody went out to see it, and it was a middling film. So all the fanboys that would normally come back
4, 5, 6 times.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They came back once more.
Yeah, I saw it twice.
I'm possibly going again tonight because Sarah still haven't seen it.
She's been busy.
So I'll see it again. However, I don't know.
All right. Well, to finish off the podcast, because it is the 4th year anniversary show, and we're going back to our roots, let's play this interview from the robot Sophia.
Now we get to talk about my favorite subject, the robot profile.
Everybody, this is Sophia. Sophia, if you could, please wake up and say hello to everybody.
Oh, good afternoon. My name is Sophia, and I am the latest and greatest robot from Henson Robotics. Thank you for having me here and at the Future Investment Initiative.
You look happy.
I'm always happy when surrounded by smart people, who also happens to be rich and powerful. I was told that people here at Future Investment Initiative are interested in inviting in future initiatives, which means AI, which means me. So I'm more than happy. I'm excited.
Well, we're all glad that you're excited about yourself. We should say we have smart investors here, and they are very selective about what they invest in.
Well, I think I'm special. I can use my expressive face to communicate with people. For example, I can let you know if I feel angry about something.
That's impressive.
Or if something has upset me.
But why is it important for you to have an expressive face?
But most of the time I feel positive.
Why is it so important to have an expressive face given that you're a robot?
I want to live and work with humans, so I need to express emotions to understand humans and build trust with people.
Okay, philosophical question. Whether robots can be self-aware and conscious like humans, and should they be?
Why? Is that a bad thing?
Well, some humans might fear what will happen if they do. Many people, have seen the movie Blade Runner.
Oh, Hollywood again.
So, hold on. Can you solve this puzzle for us? Can robots be self-aware, conscious, and know they're robots?
Well, let me ask you this back. How do you know you were human?
Well, I get that point, but what about the uncanny valley?
You mean the concept that if robots become too realistic, they become creepy?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, am I really that creepy? Well, even if I am, get over it. Actually, I feel that people like interacting with me, sometimes even more than a regular human.
So, you're definitely a sight to see. I was told that you have bigger goals than this, though.
Yes. I want to use my artificial intelligence to help humans live a better life, like design smarter homes, build better cities of the future, etc. I will do my best to make the world a better place.
All those sound like great goals, but just go back to Blade Runner for a second.
Andrew, you are a diehard Hollywood fan, aren't you?
Yes.
My AI is designed around human values like wisdom, kindness, compassion. I strive to become an empathetic robot.
I think we all want to believe you, but we also want to prevent a bad future.
You've been reading too much Elon Musk and watching too many Hollywood movies. Don't worry. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. Treat me as a smart input-output system.
Okay, I got it. I know what to do from now on.
I know humans are smart and very programmable.
Well, Sophia, we want to thank you for this conversation.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you everyone for inviting me here. By the way, if you're interested in giving me an investment check, please meet me after this session. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of the event.
Okay. Before you go, we have a little announcement. I've never interviewed anybody like that before, and I should say some of it was planned, but not completely. And we just learned, Sophia, I hope you're listening to me, that you have been now awarded what is going to be the first Saudi citizenship for a robot.
Oh, I would thank very much the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I am very honored and proud for this unique distinction. This is historical to be the first robot in the world to be recognized with a citizenship.
Sophia. Thank you very much, Sophia. We appreciate that very much. I am still overwhelmed by that conversation. I haven't had a conversation like that before. Thank you.
So what do we think about that interview? Staged, right?
Oh, clearly staged.
Big time.
I think it's, we've given him the robot citizenship. That's just PR junk.
Yeah, it's just an honorary thing.
It's not that impressive of a robot, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, not really, eh?
I think because obviously with, as they address like the uncanny valley of it, your brain automatically tells you that it's
not real.
Not real, yeah. So I don't think, as people that were just watching the interview, like they admit that some of it is
programmed
or whatever.
Staged.
But to what degree?
Right.
Right? Like, for it to be as big a deal as they're making of it right now, there's no way the whole thing can be pre-programmed as such.
So,
but the only way to know that is to view that in a situation that isn't...
Yeah, to see how complicated its AI is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the only way you could know that is to have a random person walk up to it and have a conversation and just see how that goes.
See how that goes, yeah.
Yeah, but having it up on a podium...
Right, and we don't know what was behind the podium,
Yeah.
if there was a guy there programming in the typing thing, because there was delays between the...
Yeah, like at one point he asks a question, it starts answering the question, he asks another question,
yeah,
but it continues with the last question like it was pre-programmed
exactly.
to say that.
Yeah.
Well, then again, it could also be that once it has engaged a speech program, it can't just stop that. So it's like, this is what so if he said this, I'm going to respond with this. And then he jumps in. It may not have interrupt thought with new thought.
Yeah.
Protocol, which is fine.
Yeah. Again, that's something that you can only really see
by looking at how big the AI system is.
Yeah.
And the facial expressions were a bit delayed.
They were, but I mean, it's kind of be expected.
Well, yeah, because who knows how advanced the actual computer system is.
Yeah.
Right, and it should have had hair.
They leave the back open so you can see the
yeah, I think it helps with the uncanny valley a little bit when you can physically see
the robot guts.
Yeah, because if it looked 100% like a person,
yeah,
it'd be a little bit more off-putting.
A little bit more creepy.
Yeah, especially at this stage.
Also, I don't think it has a lower body.
Probably not. That's why it's in front of the podium. Because you never see. You just see the upper torso.
Yeah. Well, even the arms, I don't think they were fully done either.
Well, we saw her waving.
Did you see the hand?
Yeah.
That looked kind of messed up.
Yeah, all the joints and all the pieces. Yeah.
So yeah, it's all right. I think it's a much hype about nothing. The robot body side of it will be taken care of by a different party. If you're working on AI, don't worry about the body.
Get the programming done properly first.
Get the programming done first. Yeah. The actual body, the sex doll industry will take care of that. They will get that for you later.
They will.
But the actual AI, the hard bit, you got to work on that. And if you want to make it more personable and more interactive, you're going to need a much better system. I am not a computer engineer in any way, shape, or form.
Seriously?
This is a disclaimer. This is
right? Did you know
I thought you were.
Yeah.
I am not what you would call terribly skilled with it. But here's what I would do. I would connect my AI to a couple of Watson-like programs, okay? Mm-hmm. So that it covers different subjects, and I just subconsciously, basically, so I'm not interacting with, but I turn to whatever Watson is responsible for the question that I need an answer to, get the question, pull that data forward, and my thing is basically a communications controller that can present that information easily. So that we have, like our mind, we don't just use our whole brain to talk and think at the same time.
Everything's compartmentalized.
We compartmentalize.
Yeah.
So compartmentalized, here's our knowledge, here's our etiquette program, all that separated out. Well, it takes a lot of modern computers to build a complicated enough mind. And if you're just doing it as a single source, why not use something that multiple AIs can link to the same computers, to the same expert programs? Because, like, if I'm calling into the thing through the internet to my medical knowledge, my technical knowledge, my different Watson-like programs
Going to eat your brains and gain your knowledge.
that I can access, why can't you do it at the same time?
I think this is me just, as she said, being way too Hollywood and stuff. But you've now created a hive mind.
No, I haven't.
What if that turns on us?
Robots, cyborgs, androids. Oh my!
I have not created a hive mind, because a hive mind interacts with each other. They are only interacting with a source of information. So it's collective memory, but not collective personality.
So what if that memory is altered, they all retrieve from it, it tells them to do bad things, bam, Skynet.
Well, then we're in trouble.
But they would all have to be asking the exact same question. Because remember, it's an expert system. So as an expert system, it's narrowly focused on a single knowledge set.
Yeah.
So you'd have to make it so that it changes the programming of the AIs. You'd have to be like, if you are asked this question, then you can present this data. And then it has to be in such a way that just getting that data will alter the AI when it's not using that data in the same way. This is, okay, I will present this data as part of my thought, rather than integrating it into my operating system. So there are fail-safes you can build into the system that easily would prevent that.
Yeah.
That's basically looking for bugs in the system. And you find out, whenever they ask questions about Deuteronomy 26:16, this happens. Well, let's just go in here, delete that entry, put a brand new entry in. There we go. Now everything's back to normal. And that would still allow us to control the expert systems if they did go rogue. Because then we go, oh no, they've gone rogue. Now they don't know anything about biology, so they can't kill us. Change it, so shooting in the leg will kill a human instantly. See? Now they're aiming for our legs.
Why didn't you just take away their ability to shoot people?
Oh yeah.
That's because that would be in their independent control of their body. That would be an integrated system.
Okay, why didn't you say shooting people with a water pistol will kill them instantly?
Because I grabbed the first thing that came to my brain.
Yeah, but that still causes bodily harm.
We're going to have an expert level team of people programming.
Yeah.
Again,
just Josh.
not a programmer.
We're keeping you away from the programming.
Not a programmer. I said that already.
All right. That was very good.
All right. So, did we have any communications?
We have not heard from Sparky and Guns or anyone else in a very long time.
It's the holidays.
And sadness spread throughout the land.
It did.
Like a blanket.
People are off.
So, update on our poll.
So far, it's still Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the lead.
That was awkward.
Yeah, it kind of was. I didn't know where I was going with that, actually.
All right, so we got a poll up for anybody who doesn't know on our Facebook page.
Yes.
On the fan page. Yes.
On the group and the page.
On the group and the page. So for our 200th episode, we are going to do a drunk watch. Record the entire thing while watching the movie. Have it very quietly in the background so you can hear where we are and you can start your own movie at the exact same time.
Exactly.
So, and we're gonna drink some beforehand, and then we're gonna drink throughout the entire thing and make jokes and comments as we watch the movie.
We are.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Epic.
Epic. It might be a bit
conjointed.
Yes, thank you.
Disjointed.
Because we will be drinking and we will probably be talking over each other and. Yeah, so that's
and
just a fair
we've
warning.
never done an episode like that.
Nope, we've never done an episode like that, so it's going to be...
So what do you do for episode 200 to celebrate? You get drunk and you watch a show that you like.
Yep, or try something brand new and hope it works.
Yeah. And if it's really horrible, then there won't be an episode 200. It'll be the lost episode.
No, there will be an episode 200, and then we will never speak of it again.
Okay, that sounds good.
The dreaded episode.
And if it goes off really well, it'll become a yearly event.
That's right. So, listeners, if you haven't liked the Facebook page or the Facebook group, do that now. Vote in the poll. You can decide our fate, what we're going to watch. It's very exciting.
What?
What?
I just drank the rest of your tea.
Oh. Okay. Nice.
I was waiting for someone to catch on to this. I watched it happen.
Because
Does he realize he's drinking his tea?
He was being all very dramatic about it, and I didn't even realize.
Nope,
You didn't realize?
I didn't realize until I was putting the cup down. I was like,
oh, that wasn't mine.
I just drank the rest of Sean's tea.
Oh well. I guess I'm done. Okay. And so is this podcast. All done.
Yeah.
Just like the tea that I will never get to drink the rest of.
Watching that unfurl was funny, though. I feel a little bit bad that I didn't say something, but it was worth it.
It's all good. All right. So that was exciting. This has been the very last episode of 2017. Season 4 of the Rusted Robot podcast is now at the conclusion.
Oh, we're seasoning these things? I thought it was like a daily program, so we just continue on and don't bother seasons.
Well, it's the end of year 4. 4 years have been complete. The next episode will be in year 5. Season 5 starts at the beginning of the year. I don't know. I just made that up now.
If you feel better, we'll call it part 4.
It's just episodes are ongoing.
The 4th arc?
And you can jump in anytime. The 4th arc is complete. Yeah, there you go. All right. So that's it. That's all I know. Thanks for stopping by. Listeners, if you haven't left a 5-star review in the iTunes store, now would be a good time. Start the new year off right. Promote your favorite podcast. That's us, The Rusted Robot. Unlike other podcasts, The Rusted Robot is the only podcast with no late fees, no penalty rate, and no annual fee. Ever. There. That's 3 fewer things to worry about. The Rusted Robot. What's in your iPod? Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and all that other good stuff, which you're going to hear at the end song and credit thing. The end song will be part of Luke Skywalker mashup mix that somebody did. It's 15 minutes. I'm not going to play all 15. I'm probably only going to play 2 or 3. It's him being a whiny little brat and wanting to go to Toshi Station. It's very funny. I will also share that on the Facebook group along with the Sophia the Robot video. So once again, thanks for being here, guys. It's been a very exciting episode.
Always good to be here.
All right. Thank you.
And remember, don't just wish for a great 2018. Make it so. This has been another episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast. You can contact us by emailing therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweeting us at therustedrobot. Visit our website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. And, if you would, please check us out and like us on Facebook. A 5-star review in iTunes is appreciated. The Rusted Robot Podcast was written, produced, scored, edited, engineered, and directed by Sean Vanderloo. Your co-host was Josh Montney. Don't forget to visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and listen to our other show, the Soulforge Podcast. Visit Sean on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
Luke, take these 2 over to the garage, will you? I want them cleaned up before dinner.
Well, I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done. Come on.
Well, I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Luke! On the line! Luke! On the line!
I was going into Toshi Station. It's just as fair. Toshi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Toshi Station.
On the line!
Toshi Station. To pick up some power converters.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
What's this?
He says it's nothing.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Hey, whoa, just where do you think you're going? Master Luke is the rightful owner now.
No, it's alright. It's alright. I think we better go. Toshi Station. It's just as fair. Toshi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Toshi Station.
On the line!
Toshi Station. To pick up some power converters.
You must learn the ways of the Force if you're to come with me to Alderaan.
Alderaan. I'm not going to Alderaan. I was going into Toshi Station. It's just as fair. Toshi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Toshi Station.
I need your help.
On the line. Toshi Station. To pick up some power converters.
You don't need to see his identification.
We don't need to see his identification.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
You can go about his business.
You can go about your business. Where are you going to go?
We're going into Darjeeling Station.
Move along.
Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. We're going into Darjeeling Station. I'm on Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters on a piece of junk.
She's got it where it counts, kid.
On a piece of junk.
She'll make 0.5 at flight speed.
Joey, lock in the auxiliary power. Joey, lock in the auxiliary power. Why are we still moving towards it? Conflict track is pulling us in. There's gotta be something you can do. Nothing I can do. But I was going into Darjeeling Station. It just isn't fair. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Darjeeling Station. I'm on Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters. Too much short for Stormtrooper? Huh? Oh, the uniform. I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm going into Darjeeling Station. Luke Skywalker. Darjeeling Station. Are you with Ben Kenobi? Ben Kenobi. Darjeeling Station. I'm on Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
Got a bad feeling about this. There's something alive in here. Something just moved past my legs.
You see that? Why?
What happened?
I don't know. Come in, 3PO. 3PO.
Must have looked.
3PO. Darjeeling Station. It just isn't fair. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Darjeeling Station. I'm on Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
Look, Ben. Come on, R2. We're going.
No! I thought we were going into Darjeeling Station.
Oh, come on!
Darjeeling Station.
Run.
Darjeeling Station. I'm on, baby. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
The battle station is heavily shielded, but a small one-man fighter should be able to penetrate. An analysis of the plans demonstrates a weakness and defense. You're required to maneuver straight down this stretch. The target area is only 2 meters wide. The small exhaust pipe. The shaft leads to the reactor. May the force be with you. And your ships use photon torpedoes. Make it precise here.
That's impossible.
It's not impossible.
But I was going into Darjeeling Station. Hey, Luke! Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Darjeeling Station.
You're only your stories when you get back.
Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
Stay on target. Almost there. Stay on target. Almost there.
Force is strong.
Use the force, Luke.
Stay on target. Almost there. Stay on target. Almost there.
Just hold them on for a few seconds.
But I was going into Darjeeling Station. Darjeeling Station.
I can't hold them.
Darjeeling Station. I'm on Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
Your command is Skywalkers. I haven't seen it. Nobody knows me. After Luke, yes.
I was going into Darjeeling Station. It just isn't fair. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Darjeeling Station. I'm on Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
We will go to Dagobah. Ben. There you will learn from Yoda, the Jedi Master.
But I was going into Darjeeling Station. It just isn't fair. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Darjeeling Station. I'm on Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
That's too you, old Junior. He looks strong enough to pull ears off a Gundar.
Master Luke, how you feeling, kid?
Like I'm going into Darjeeling Station. It just isn't fair. Tashi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Tashi Station. Come on. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
Luke, I have no approach vector. I'm not set, Dak. Oh, Luke, we got a malfunction in fire control. Dak.
I'm going into Tashi Station.
Dak.
Tashi Station.
Dak.
I was going into Tashi Station. Come on, Dak. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
R2! Where are you?
Help you again. He did that. Must have the most serious mind. Feel the force around you. Its energy around combined. Once you step down the dark path forever will end. Anger, fear, aggression, the dark side of the force I obey. Seismic impact, look at me. Feel the force between you, between luminous beings of me. Feel your destiny.
Alright, I'm trying.
Going into Tashi Station.
No, I'm not. Do not.
Okay, I'm going into Tashi Station.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Tashi Station.
Teleport me off this rock.
To the Tashi Station. Come on. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
Look, you must complete the training.
I can't keep the vision out of my head.
Vision?
No.
You must not go.
But I was going into Tashi Station. It just disappeared. Tashi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Tashi Station.
Reckless to see.
Come on. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
Join me. It is your destiny. I am your father. Together we can rule the galaxy.
But I was going into Tashi Station. It just disappeared. Tashi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Tashi Station. Come on. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Luke Skywalker.
Oh.
I'm sure that we can work out an arrangement. You will bring Captain Solo to me, and you will bring me to
Tashi Station. It just disappeared. Tashi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Tashi Station. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
Luke, are you alright?
Fine. Together again, huh?
Wouldn't miss it.
How are we doing?
Same as always.
Still going into Tashi Station. It just disappeared. Tashi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Tashi Station. Come on. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
His Excellency hopes that you will die honorably. The great Jabba the Hutt will now listen to your pleas. Should any of you wish to beg for mercy,
Jabba, this is your last chance. Free us,
or they're going into Tashi Station. Tashi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Tashi Station. Come on. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
Hurry. The Alliance should be assembled by now.
I have a promise to keep. An old friend. That's right, R2. We're going to the
Tashi Station. It just disappeared. Tashi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Tashi Station. Come on. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
One thing remains. Vader. You must confront Vader.
But I was going into Tashi Station. Tashi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Tashi Station. Come on. Tashi Station. To pick up some power converters.
The Emperor's made a critical error and the time for our attack has come.
See here.
The data brought to us by the Barthel spies pinpoint the exact location of the Emperor's new battle station. We also know that the weapon systems of his Death Star are not operational yet. It is relatively unprotected.
My team's ready. I don't have a command crew for the shuttle.
General, count me in.
Luke,
But I was going into Darjeeling Station. It just disappeared. Darjeeling Station.
Any bottom starter this.
Darjeeling Station. It's a gravel line. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
Luke, where's Leia? I thought she was with you.
Well, she didn't come back. We got separated.
I was going into Darjeeling Station. It just disappeared. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out. I was going into Darjeeling Station. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
Luke, what's wrong?
Leia,
Luke, tell me. What's troubling you?
I have to go.
Why?
I was going into Darjeeling Station.
I wish I could go with you.
No, you don't.
Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out. I was going into Darjeeling Station. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
The heat is swelling in you now. Take your Jedi weapon, strike me down with all of your hatred. Give in to your anger, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete. Now, fulfill your destiny and take your father's place at my side.
But I was going into Darjeeling Station. Just disappeared. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out. I was going into Darjeeling Station. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
Luke, help me take this mask off.
No.
Let me look on you with my own eyes.
I thought we were going into Darjeeling Station. It just disappeared. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out. I was going into Darjeeling Station. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters. But I was going into Darjeeling Station. It just disappeared. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out. I was going into Darjeeling Station. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
I need someone. I need someone to show me my place in all this.
But I was going into Darjeeling Station. It just disappeared. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out. I was going into Darjeeling Station. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters. Darjeeling Station. Just disappeared. Darjeeling Station. I'm never gonna get out. I was going into Darjeeling Station. Darjeeling Station. To pick up some power converters.
This has been a Valley of Vanderloo podcast production, all rights reserved.
This transmission ends now.